beautiful creatures. Welcome to my channel. I'm Meradia, the Witch of Dark Light, and I hope you all are doing well. I am here sitting on my sofa, um, and you will see me in different settings, filming either on my phone, as well as my camera. And this is all because I want to be able to be comfortable with not having to go through that whole production, which in turn makes me not share a lot of things that I want to share because I have to go through that whole production. So you'll see I'm either going to be in my kitchen, someplace where I feel like I'm just going to stop, drop, and share the message with you guys in whatever way that I will bring it to you. And it is also, as I've mentioned, medicine for me, for a lot of creators. It is sometimes we feel like we need to get these things off our chest because it is being dropped in. We are channeling these things. We are channeling these ideas. We are, having a remembrance of experiences that we've been through, so that we can share it with the world or share with someone, whoever wants to listen, because it may benefit someone that may be going through the same situation. So if you are a creator and you're watching this, don't worry about the whole production. Sometimes it's not, the people aren't looking at all of the aesthetics. Sometimes it's just the words that they hear coming out of your mouth. It may be the thing that they need to hear. So I had to learn that and be okay with that. And so this is why you see me here now. What I wanted to share with you now is about protection, specifically when it comes to imps, or what I like to call and others like to call bottom feeders. Now, and I hope I'm looking at the right spot on my phone because it is kind of difficult to gauge where it is that I'm looking at. But anyhow, so I wanted to share, and I think I told this story before at some point in one of these videos, about my experience with bottom feeders and different things. So what a bottom feeder is, or an imp. First, let's talk about the little imps. They may be something that was sent by someone. They may be even something that you've created through like a condensed level of fear, or they come with another energy. They come with another entity, and they just are a product of this being. So I don't know if I watch a lot of sci-fi TV, and I take away a lot of lessons and things from that. And on Sabrina, um, the teenage witch show on Netflix, they had during the winter solstice a bunch of imps came in through the fireplace, and they like caused havoc throughout the home. And this is something like that. And then the bottom feeders are these lower level entities that want to be more. They want to exist more. They want to, they have this desire to be more present, this desire to be, some of them even want to exist within our reality at a greater level. So they feel like they need to feed on our energy just to be present, just to exist. So they have this insatiable hunger to suck away at our energy. So these are things you need to be aware of and be careful of. And let me give you my experience. One of my experiences with acknowledging, like, oh, this is a bottom feeder. I was, and these things come. One of the things that I want to point out more, if you don't walk away with anything, walk away with this. During those moments when you are resonating in a lower vibration, and what that may look like is you're having a lot of doubt, you're having a lot of fear, you're feeling hopeless, you feel like there's no hope, or you're tired of things being a certain way, you don't know how to change them, there's a lot of confusion. All of these energies come with that frequency that allows these types of energies to come in, like the bottom feeders and these little imps energies causing havoc. And it doesn't, I mean, I'm not talking about one day you're upset or one day you're feeling like this and the next day you're not, because life ebbs and flows. These are emotions that are natural. I'm talking about when you're resonating in that type of energy for a certain amount of time. It has gone past a certain amount of time where it has broken down your barriers, where it has pushed away the higher frequencies that exist around you as protection. That has brought you so far away from channeling or hearing messages from your guides. You have built this wall of energy that has opened up this sort of portal for these things to come in. So this is something that happens over time. So I had gone through that, and this was right after my daughter passed, which was not that long ago. So right after that, in anybody's in a situation like that, this is something that will impact you greatly, right? So you are in a vulnerable state, and your barrier is down. You all of those emotions that allow for these lower vibrational frequencies to exist around you. This opens up that portal. And that's what happened to me. I had gone into this state that allowed this thing to happen. So, but when I was in the astral, during this time, I was being rounded up with like a bunch of people. And I remember till this day, I remember what the being looked like a person. And it was funny because even in the astral, something still was trying to warn me, because the bottom feeder presented itself like What We Do in the Shadows TV series. Colin, the one that drains you, is a psychic, a vampire. This bottom feeder looked like that. So in the astral at the time, I didn't realize that's what it was. All I know is I was being herded into this place that looked like one of those off-road diners that truckers stop at. And I was being herded into this diner. And I remember while I was in the diner, and I thought I was being like, when we got into the diner, I thought when we got in there and the door was closed, we were safe. And I remember sitting at the table at the diner and looking over, seeing that being, the bottom feeder, sitting at the table talking to somebody. After that experience, I woke up and I was like, what the hell was that? So there was some more things that happened in the dream, but that was the highlight of it. So that I can explain to you what it is that I'm talking about. So I spoke to my brother. I often, when I go through things, He's my spiritual brother. I spoke. I was like, what was this about? Have you ever experienced this? Is this something that you've heard of? Because I feel like there's something more to it. So it was like, yeah, that's a bottom feeder. So as soon as he said it, and I didn't even think about it, but this is why it's good to talk to other people, right? As soon as he said it, I was like, it all played back. Bottom feeder. Why the entity presented itself that, and it looked like Colin, the psychic vampire that sucks your energy. Why we were in a diner setting, because we were food. We were being herded and colonized for food for the bottom feeders. So what had happened was I had, like I was saying, was in such a weakened state that all of my walls were, my barriers of protection and things were down. My alarms were turned off and everything. So, and I was thankful for being able to be aware in the astral still so that I can see all these things. So after understanding that, it doesn't take me, if I feel like, especially when it comes to protection, and especially if me not being protected poses a threat to those who are around me, my loved ones, I really go into like protection mode. So after I found that out, I then began to do things that is necessary for me to raise my vibrations to a level that puts those protection barriers back up, put the walls back up, shut down the portal, shut down the doorway for those beings to come in. And a lot of those things look like a lot of what I share in this channel. I just shared a video not too long ago about protection wards and different things like that. So you could go take a look at that. But first you have to tackle your emotional state, right? First you have to tackle that, because without that, all of those things, they help a little bit, but the ultimate protection begins with you raising those vibrations. And what that looks like is tapping into understanding what emotional state you are in, tapping into understanding why you are in that emotional state. And some things are obvious, like my situation was. And then understanding that some things aren't just going to go away, but actively working on them keeps you tapping into the vibrations that keep the protection barriers up for you and keep you attuned and connected. So addressing your emotional state first is key to activating all of those things that you do to protect yourself, wearing charms and amulets and putting up barriers around your home, putting up protection barriers around your loved ones, smudging your home, cleansing your space. All of these things can then be further fortified if your emotional state, especially because when you go and do all of those things, you have to have this confidence and sort of indignation of, this is my domain and you shall not pass. So in order for you to have that indignation and confidence when you cast that protection around your home and loved ones and yourself, you have to address your emotional state, right? So imagine you trying to like do all of these things and you're like having a doubt. You're like, okay, I'm gonna put protection, hopefully it works. I'm gonna bet it's not gonna work if you're doing it with that state of mind. So I just wanted to share this with you. because sometimes you don't even know, like if you aren't sharing your dreams that you have or sharing your experiences that you have, sometimes you may not even understand what is happening, because you may be presented with and being shown that this is happening to you, but you may not know what the signs are. So really pay attention to your dreams, because if you are in these lower states of being, you may be being shown that the warning signs of these things happening to you. So if you have any questions, let me know. I just wanted to share my experience with you and be able to do that sitting on my sofa and not have to worry about the whole production, because I need to get things out and share it with you. And I thank you for allowing me the space to do that and to share my experiences with you. I thank you for being here, listening to me. And if you made it this far in the video, I want you to put, "You shall not pass." This is the word, because just speaking it brings this vibration of protection, letting the energies know that aren't there for your greatest purpose, for your highest good. You shall not pass. Until the next video, I love you all, and into the shadows.